What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bricks and Toys. And in today's episode, we are taking a break from the 2026 LEGO sets that are so far doing really good and seeing some Hot Wheels brick shop brick sets that are somewhat new to 2026. I mean, they kind of came out in December, but to get your hands on them is in 2026, like I did with these two. Now, if you guys are new and just tuning in, as of about August last year, Hot Wheels started to do their own brick shop series, which makes sense because they are part of Mattel. Mattel does Mega Blocks. It just works. And ever since then, every couple of months, we get two more cars. And in total, there is three lineups. There is the Speed Series, as we see here. Then there is the Elite Series, and then there is like the Premier or the Premium Series. So far, there's only one Premier Series, and that's the Gullwing 300 SL. But in the terms of the Speed Series, I've lost count at how many we've done now. I think we've done 5 or 6, and the same thing goes for the Elite Series. It does seem that now that we're past the first 4 of these builds, we're now getting in sets of themes now, to where our last video we did was the custom Chevys with the 68 Camaro and the 62 Chevy truck. Now, today's episode is focused around Audis. Now, the smaller set I have with me today does cost about 22 US dollars, and the larger one is around 55 US dollars, 50, 55, somewhere within there. The unfortunate thing about a Hot Wheels brick building product is the pricing is subjective, just like it would be with a normal Hot Wheels diecast car. You can go to one store and it's $1, and in another store it's $1.25. Back when I was a kid, a Hot Wheels car was 75 cents, maybe 79. But anyway, Lego's pricing, we are very familiar with it. We know what to expect. We know how much Lego is charging. It's easy information to find. And we don't usually have a problem with the Lego pricing changing unless we see someone actually change it and we know that it's wrong. It's kind of like the prices for Apple products. We just know. But with these kind of products, it's kind of hard to track. Everything is hearsay. Like on my last Elite build that I did, which was a 62 Chevy truck, that one I got for $40 with a $10 discount. Very subjective on pricing. It just changes. Now with today's theme, it is all about Audis. Over here, we have the 94 Audi Avant RS2. And then over here, we have the 15 Audi R8 LMS. Now, I am not an Audi guy. I'm more of an American car guy, and I drive Volvos. So if you do an American car, I would probably know a lot about it. And if you throw a Volvo in front of me, I definitely would know a lot about it. I do like Audis nonetheless. I think Audis are a really cool car until you have to get into the maintenance of them. And it's just, it gets a little rowdy when you work on an Audi, okay? So hopefully it goes easier for us just to build them out of bricks and not actually have one in real life. Now let's go over the box of the Avant here and see what we get, and then we'll do the same over here, and then we'll get into the unboxing of these kits. Now, with the 94 Audi Avant, it is a 253-piece set. It is a 10 and older set. Like I've already said, it's part of the Speed series. Now, there is a lineup of these called the Hot Ones or something like that, and those ones come in like an orange box, and those are just modified like right out the gate with these brick shop sets. With these ones, we're back down to a normal OEM type build. So we have a very nice box where it's just black and it's blue and it complements the set just nice. The actual build of the car, which is about the size of a Speed Champions car, if you're not familiar, it looks really freaking clean. I really love these cars. Not to mention, almost all of these cars, I think actually all of them, besides Option, they're all printed pieces, which is just phenomenal. So the front of the box looks nice. We do have 2 sets of wheel covers. There is no metal pieces in this besides a little plaque that goes under the car. But we do get the 164 die-cast of what we're building, 2 wheel cover options with a single set of wheels. Coming over here to the side of the box, we got the brick-built car with the 164 die-cast. Coming over on to this side of the box, we got a glimpse of the car, some of the parts, and the wheel covers to kind of give us an idea. At the top of the box, we got our die-cast bits, which is going to be the plaque and, of course, the 164 die-cast. And on the bottom of the box, we got some Legal Eagles recycling information and the barcode. Now, coming around over to the back of the box, we see the car dressed up a little bit differently. Now, this is where the sticker sheet comes in with these sets. The car does have the option to have stickers placed all over it with various sponsors from K&N, Motul, Audi, and Hot Wheels, just to name a few. Like I said, that's completely optional. Whether we do it or we don't, that's for the review segment. We can see those sponsors listed right down here at the bottom with the Do Not Eat It and the Mattel logo, letting us know it's part of the Mattel brand. And then we got the picture up there showing the doors open. We're going to have 4 operating doors on a Speed Series brick shop car, which I don't think we've done yet. The car is going to be about 6.5 inches in width and about 2.5 inches in height. So, like I've already said, it's about the size of a Speed Champions car, and it's about $6 less, and you get opening doors. We're not going there today. We're not going there. And then over here, we come into the more expensive series, which, like I said, is around $50 for a 1/16th scale car. Now, these are almost the size of an Icons vehicle from Lego, but they're not quite there. I think the Icons is 1/8 scale, so we're close, but we're not dead on the money. But 1/16th is still a very good scale. The only brick shop car that is close to the 1/8 scale right now is the Mercedes Gullwing, which is about $130, which is still a phenomenal value. Now, looking at this box, just like with the other one, it doesn't say Hot Ones or anything, so this is going to be in more of an OEM spec of the vehicle. We have the black and the white to complement the car, just nice. I think the car on the box looks phenomenal. I like the yellow, I like the white, it looks really good. Again, this is going to be a 10 and older set. This one has 820 pieces. And then up here at the top, we do get another die cast of the vehicle. We do get a set of metal wheel covers with this, 1 set of wheels, and a plastic set of wheel covers. And then moving over to the side of the box, we got, just like on the other one, a 1-to-1 of the 1/16th car to the 1/64 die cast. And then we come over here to this side of the box where we can see some of the components from the build with those wheel covers. On the top of the box, we can see our die-cast car, our little plaque that comes underneath of it that's also die-cast, and our die-cast wheel covers, which may be the black wheels, I believe. We will see later. Looking at the bottom of the box, we got the same thing, Legal Eagles, barcode, recycling information, and all of that good stuff. And then at the back of the box, we can see the car modified with its sticker pack that comes with it. And of course, it looks kind of good with all the stickers. I think this is more of a racing car than a production car, and that's probably why it looks good with all the stickers. I'm not a huge Audi guy, like I don't really know exactly what I'm building here, but it looks cool at least, and at the price, we can afford to buy something that looks cool and not really have to know about it. And then we come down here to our final few pictures. We have steering, it looks like in this picture. We have opening doors that it shows in this picture, and then it shows us with a cool little front spoiler wing attachment in this next picture. This diagram over here says the car is going to be about 10.6 inches in length and about 2.8 inches in height. Down here at the very bottom, we have the normal sponsors and the Do Not Eat It and the Mattel logos and all of that. And that is our box intros to our new brick shop cars. And it's crazy to think that as I'm filming this, we're getting 2 more of these Elite series as I'm talking to you guys. There's going to be a new Civic, and then there's going to be a new S2000. So as soon as we're done with this, we're going to probably end up getting our hands on those 2, and we'll be back in February with another brick shop video. It's funny, when I started this series out with these brick shop cars, I called them Flago. I kind of gave them some shit, and now here we are from August to today in January, and I look forward to them. I'm enjoying them. The only problem I'm really having with these cars is where the hell am I putting them, because they are cranking them out faster than Lego cranks out its vehicles. Now let's cut open these boxes and let's see what we have in terms of these builds. So with these builds, we do have a reusable box, so we have to be careful just to remove the tape and nothing else. Then we do have this little tab that we can open up just like that. And that gives us the first look into the first little build. You're not going to see too much because of this little window piece here that has our wheels and all of that tucked away in it. Doing our little baby pour, the set does come out. Now the way that these bags work out is there's a big bag and then there's a little bag that complements it. So we have a bag 1 and a bag 2. That's usually your first building step. Then we're going to go over here to a bag 3 and a bag 4, which may be its own building step. It may not be with how small these are. Very likely, bag 4 goes with the last bag, which is in bag number 5, to complete the build. So we have 5 bags total with this set. And then getting into it, we have the sticker sheet tucked away nice and neat inside of it. We have a little bit of a thing about the Avant Audi and its Hot Wheels history. And then we have some things about the brick shop car, it seems, that we can go over. Things about the designers, all of that good stuff. These cars are made with a lot of care. A quick tutorial before we get into the build of how to use their brick tool. And on page 8, we are well on our way to building our next speed series of the Avant. So our last main steps of this build is going to be step 104 on page 77. After this, it does go into a section of switching out the wheel covers, adding stickers and modifications, and how you use it and all of that good stuff. So 104 main steps and 77 pages for your speed series. Now let's move this off to the side. Let's do the same thing over here to our Elite series. We're going to have 2 pieces of tape, 1 and then 2, and that gets us to where we can open it. And then it's going to open up the same way with the little tab, just like that, and give you guys your first look into the set. And then we're going to pull out our little window piece again, which has all of our wheels and our wheel covers. Bingo. And then we got our first bit of our pour. There we have it. So this one's going to be a little bit more bags because it is a little bit more of a set. So let's go ahead and count out these bags and then we'll get into the rest of it from there. So we have bags 13 and 14, 15 and 16. So we have 16 bags total, probably 8 total building steps with this book. We do have a larger book with this one, and here is our extra sticker sheet of our modification type looking stickers. And then, just like with the other one, we got the history of the car with Hot Wheels. And then we got the car itself, things about the designer, and then it goes into the tutorial of how to use its brick separator. And by page number 9, you're off and building the actual vehicle. In the back of the book, there is the traditional stuff about modifying it, and that is highlighted with this red border you see here. But if you go to where it's the black border, as you guys can see the changeover, you guys can get to the last actual building steps of this car, which is 301 on page 168. So 301 steps, 168 pages, and everything after this is kind of like how you use it and going into the modifications of it. And that is our next 2 brick shop sets. Super exciting. Did I rip this book? Did this book come ripped? I'm going to have to review the footage of me doing this video to find that out. So unlike when I first started these builds in August, I am super excited to get these done. Not because of what they are to Lego, because they are just a really cool build that I've grown quite fond of already through building a half dozen of them at this point, and they definitely are something worth checking out if you guys haven't already checked them out. But to know if it's worth checking out these Audis and not just the other ones, well, you guys are gonna have to stay tuned for the review segment, which is right now. Okay, our new brick shop sets have been birthed and they are born, and now they are ready for the review segment. We're going to start off with the Speed series here, and then we'll work our way over here to the Elite series. This one came out phenomenal. I did not think it would be this good, but it is, and I can't wait to talk about that. But first, we got to get over in here and talk about this guy. Starting off with the little die-cast car that we have here. It is a Hot Wheels car. It feels great in the hand. It's a little hot European hatchback. Cannot go wrong with that. Really like the die-cast, and it's got a full interior, not to mention. But the build of all what you guys want to see is the car here. Everything is a print, but the sticker on the window, I just like the window banners. I think they look really nice on these. This one says Quattro. So everything you see in the front, from the headlights to the grille to the license plate to the marker lights to the vents, are all prints. Coming down to the side of the vehicle, I did go with the aftermarket wheel covers. I don't know, I was rather indifferent because I do like the ones on the box, But I also like these aftermarket ones where they're all kind of smoothed out with some fins. Maybe some prints on these wheel covers would have made them a little bit better. I'm not entirely sure, but I wanted to really do something bold and different. So thus, I went with the aftermarket wheels, even though I think the stock looks probably a little bit better. Coming over here to the back, we have some translucent red elements to make that tail light, but all of the lines and stuff on that are a print, as well as the license plate and the markings on the rear glass, all prints. And then coming over here to this side, same thing as the other side, we do have some printing on the inside of the mirrors on each side. So a lot of prints with these cars, and that already makes them a really good value. With the car down on the table for $22, this is a remarkable build. We have these nice little roof rails. I never thought we'd see roof rails in a brick-built car, but here we are. This looks great. We do have this cute little rubber antenna that is nice and flexible, super cute. I like how there is a little bit of studs on the roof to remind us that this is a brick model. We do have the 4 opening doors, just like we've seen on the box, and that lets us get a look into the interior, which is very non-eventful. There is a printed speedometer. Other than that, it's just basic bricks to make the seats because there's not a lot of room in these cars. Let's actually try to get a better look into the interior by pulling off the roof. So with our roof cleanly shaved off, we can see our little cargo area in the back, our back seat, our front seats, gear shifter, our printed speedometer, and the little pieces that make up the dash. Not too crazy. It's done really well, and again, this is a $22 car, and it does come out that good with all the opening doors and all of that, which is just phenomenal. I just cannot get enough of these cars when I review them. They're just on such a good kick. Here's the underside of the roof, and the roof is done using about half a dozen elements, maybe about a dozen total. Once it's together, it's not supposed to come off, but you know, you got to do it for the YouTube, so we did. The roof does make use of these nice little tile elements to give it that rear spoiler off the hatch. Another interesting component on the roof is the component right here on each side that gives the little stud that goes in between the front and rear doors. Really interesting how if they don't have a piece, they make a piece. And that's how these cars keep coming out so good. Let's put that roof back on. Among other custom-made elements to make the car, besides the antenna, the hood, and all the windshields and all of that, are these headlight elements. Those are supposed to be new to make the vehicle. They look really good. Now coming over here to the bottom of the car, there you get an idea of how the car is all put together. And we do have that die-cast plaque that says Hot Wheels smack dab in the middle. We do have a really cool element for the exhaust, and that about ties it all up with the Avant. Such an incredible build for 22 bucks, and it just looks just like hot European hatchback goodness. It's great. But now for the Audi R8, and let's begin with the diecast. Again, full-blown interior. You can see the interior roll bars above the engine. We got the spoiler. We got nice prints for all the little details and all the racing badges and stripes and all of that. A really nice and modest R8 race car, Hot Wheels car. Not bad at all. It's going to be nice to add this to the collection. But taking a look at the actual R8, I did do a mix of aftermarket and non-aftermarket tune-ups to this guy. I believe that the wheels that I'm currently running are the base wheels, but what's weird about it is the stock wheels to the race car are actually die-cast, and the aftermarket racing wheels are actually plastic. And of course, you want to go with the die-cast wheels on these, as that's one of the cool selling factors of this car is the diecast. So I went with the all black wheels for that reason. On the sides here, the stickers that I added is the yellow stripe and the Quattro and V10 right on there. I just thought it being a race car, it does need a little bit of detail. There is a printed door handle hidden up underneath of that yellow piece, as well as printed pieces all over the front. Everything you see on the front of this car is fully printed, and it looks phenomenal. I like the brick-built headlights. They look really clean and nice. Over here on the windshield, we do have another sticker, and the sticker was not made quite right, and I kind of had to do some weird fudgery, and that's why that's like it is. Coming over here to the back, I didn't do anything to the back here. It's just all prints all the way across with the stripes. I did add the Audi logo right there for a little bit of taste. And I added the yellow stripes down this side with the V10 Quattro like I did on the other side. We do have these nice little silver pieces to make up the mirrors on each side. And then coming around here to the back, we do have all prints for the headlights, the red under the diffuser of the headlights, the Audi logo, R8 logo, and all of that. But I did add a little Hot Wheels sticker back there to remind us that this is a Hot Wheels Brick Shop vehicle. Now getting into cool little features of the car, we can open up the rear hatch, get a look at the engine bay. The engine bay does feature two printed Audi covers right there for the intakes, which look really nice. There is some red in there to make it pop. And if that's not enough color for it, there's a little tad of orange for that little canister right there. That could be for the dry sump oil system or something else. Just like with the cheaper cars, we do get fully opening doors. Not a lot of details on the innards of these doors. They are rather just plain. We do get working steering, but we can't see it too well, so let's try to make that easier to be seen. And we do that by ripping off the front part of the roof. And we can see we have a printed steering wheel, we got a printed gauge cluster. It looks like it just says what gear you're in, and the rest of the details are on the dials of the steering. Then we have all the dials in the center console. We can see maybe some vents elements right there. Some nice interior details separated with black and that dark gray. We do have a canister right here. Not quite sure what that goes to, as it does have a hose element attached to it. I would think nitrous, but this is not a tuner car, so maybe it's some type of CO2 system for the vehicle. Interior details are a little bit sparse, as this is a race car, so we just have the one seat, as you see, and no really other details. Go ahead, let's put our roof back on. With our roof back on, let's take a look at our frunk, I guess, on this guy. We do have these really cool elements on each side, a little 1x2 with these nice little notches into it for the air vents into the fenders. I love the printed elements and how they all line up, really nice. I like the little pins for the front as well as the printed Audi logo. And I like how all this is done right here in the middle. It's done really nice. I really like the custom made piece for the center of the grille. This is R8 LMS on it. That is another really nice touch. Now, I did not do the custom front spoiler, nor did I do the custom rear spoiler. I like the petiteness of the original spoiler, and to make it a little bit more interesting, besides the Audi logo I put there at the top, I did kind of camouflage a little Audi logo that I custom cut from the sticker sheet on each side of it. And there's the other side, as you can see. So I didn't do too much racing modifications, kind of kept those pieces in the bag and just rolled with it as you see it. But this was an amazing model to build, and it even looks even better in person. But I do want to point out some more custom elements made for the set, such as the rear quarters here, the air intakes there, and of course these front fenders, as well as all the other little stuff that's obviously custom made. It's really hard to tell what's custom made for these cars because, like I said, if they don't have a piece, they just go ahead and make it so you get it done really nice. Also, the bit above the door is a nice custom piece to really tie it in and make it look really good. Really enjoying these, but now we got to come up and wrap up this video. So here at the wrap up segment, let's just go ahead and let's just get the elephant out of the room. Are they still a great value? Hell yes, they're still a great value. Prices didn't even change for that to even be challenged. I do feel like at the rate they are putting these out, we are going to have to do a Hot Wheels Brick Shop collection tour video by the middle of the year because we're going to have so damn many of these. Now, the challenging thing with this was, okay, we started off with the Grand Sport Corvette, the Cadillac Hypercar, the Acura NSX, and the Maserati, and then we did the 300 Gullwing, and those 5 cars were just so easy just to write off as great builds. I mean, the Grand Sport was a little odd, but the rest of them, 2 thumbs up. And then we got into the hot ones and the custom out of the box. There is no going back to making them look OEM. No, they're made to be custom, and you can make them even more custom. Those kind of worried me in these sets. But then we got a break and we went back to OEM and semi-OEM with these sets. And I was a little worried, not as much as I was with the hot ones, with the 68 Camaro and the 62 Chevy truck, but I did know that I really wanted the $22 Avant. I just love European hatchbacks, wagons, that kind of a thing. That's why I drive Volvos. When it did come down to the Audi R8, I was really indifferent because when I think of an Audi R8, I'm thinking Iron Man back in the day. That silver R8 that's stock and it looks so good from factory. It's just a really good looking car. And then I found out that we're getting the LMS race version. I was like, I don't know. But I do know now. And I can tell you guys that this is this came out a lot better than it looks on the box, and I'm really glad that I still did it. Even if you are unsure about these sets, the biggest thing to point out about these is you're not spending Lego money on these sets. Now, is this scaling the same size as an Icons? No. But when you look at an Icons being minimum $130, $150, and you still have possible stickers and stuff, this does start looking like a way better option blatantly. And that makes it so much easier to just buy them, whether you like the vehicles or you don't like the vehicles, buy them and try them. I'm glad I opened my mind and did it. I'm enjoying this Brickshop series of videos so much. And I didn't think that a non-Lego product could bring me such joy. And it's crazy to think it comes from the same company as Mega Bloks and Hot Wheels, which is Mattel. And it's just really cool. I'm already looking for the S2000 Honda and the Honda hatchback. I'm still trying to find those two. Those I am actually really interested in. Now, the weird thing is we did get Suki's S2000 in Lego last summer. So the S2000 we're getting in the Brickshop series, that would be a cool little comparison. It's challenging to Lego for the Speed Champions when it feels like to me the Speed Champions cars are getting more and more fragile with the connection points and stuff that they're using to make it more finely detailed. Where with these guys, I mean, I feel confident playing with these guys if I was a kid. So Lego better watch out because I think the Speed series is definitely coming up on them. And with that, simple as this, if I haven't already said it in this video, definitely check out these cars. Not just these, but the ones before it. They're all for sale now. Good luck finding them. You might have better luck just ordering them online and waiting a week to get them. That's so far my experience with them. And on that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to follow along with everything that we do here. As usual, like the video, hit the thumbs up, share the video with a friend, and drop your comments down below. Are you building these Brickshop cars? What's your experiences? What's your favorite ones? Drop it all down below. Love to engage with you guys because I am loving these, if I haven't already said that enough already. And up next on the channel, well, we're back to Lego, and we're doing our first Technic build of 2026. I'm really excited about this one because this is the Ford GT build from Le Mans in 1966, I believe. So super excited for that. So be sure to check out that video. And for now, thank you for watching. You all have a good one.